Hey everybody, we're back again, and tonight I'm going to be doing a review for Titans Return Legends class Seaspray and Cosmos. I'm going to look at each one individually and then, just give my final thoughts on the two of them. Up first we have Cosmos. Now this is the exact same mold as the Thrilling 30 Cosmos from a few years ago. No changes have been made to it. So, got a lot of detail here. Little guns here, rocket boosters, some nice painted stripes, little windshield, guns, But if you have the Thrilling 30 Cosmos, there's really not a whole lot to see here. Pretty much know what to expect. Here's his robot mode. It's very, very sleek looking little toy. Nothing like the original G1 Cosmos that was just this rotund little blocky thing. So, a lot of neat details here. He's got the little cannons on his arms. One thing I realized in kind of breaking out this mold again and messing with it is that I had my scrounge completely mistransformed in my Computron review. Part of the transformation step is to turn his little lower torso 180, and I completely forgot about that, so I'm gonna have to make a little video eventually addressing that. Here he is with his Thrilling 30 counterpart. This is Titans Return one on the left, in case you can't tell. So there's not a big difference between these two. They made very minimal changes to it. I mean, this is almost, you could say, a reissue more than anything else. Some of the actual differences might be hard to tell in this video, but the shade of green is a bit darker, a bit more muted on the Titans Return. His yellows have a slightly more orange tint to them. Again, might be hard to tell with the lighting. There's a small difference. The gun barrels are closer to black than the dark gray from the Thrilling 31. Windshields are a slightly more vibrant color of blue. I think this little ab bit is also. His forearms are cast in yellow plastic as opposed to green from the Thrilling 30. And the only other major difference is that on the new Cosmos, his head is actually cast in red plastic, whereas the Thrilling 31 was cast in white plastic, and then the helmet was just painted red. Oh, sorry, one more difference. The Autobot symbol has been shrunk down significantly on his right arm. Not sure why, but maybe they just decided it looked better. So, I mean, because these two are so very similar, it really just comes down to a matter of personal preference. The Titans Return Cosmos, his colors are a little bit closer to the kind of dull colors from the original G1 toy. So if that's kind of the selling point for you, you want your toys as G1 as possible, probably go for Titans Return. If you're looking for value, the Thrilling 30 Cosmos did come with his little Target Master S partner here. They both retailed for about $10, at least, when at the time they were both retailing. So, yeah, you get more for Thrilling 30. The newer Cosmos does come with a little character card that the Thrilling 30 lacked, which, as you notice, he's actually shown in his vehicle mode, which seems to be a trend they move towards with the Legends figures toward the tail end of Titans Return line for some reason. If you already have Thrilling 30 Cosmos, it's by no means necessary to pick up the new one. You're not really getting anything new. Though Thrilling 30 is very hard to come by these days, and even on the secondary market, you're probably going to pay a lot more than $10 for it. So, you have a more practical option now. The only reason, honestly, I wasn't even going to buy Titans Return Cosmos just because I already had the older one. But really, there's just kind of a bit of a rut right now with new toys being available. Not a whole lot going on store shelves. So I was at Target the other day. I was just bored. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll make a review for it. Next is Seaspray. This is a character that really hasn't gotten a lot of love since the 80s. There was a Seaspray toy done a few years ago, and it's very ambiguous over whether or not he's even the same character. So, he's a very simple looking little toy. very evocative of his original figure. Kind of some bright colors there. No, it does have the spinning propellers, which is a neat little touch. And yeah, very simple but fun vehicle mode. Probably doesn't float very well, so I wouldn't recommend throwing it in the water for all the kids out there. Seaspray, like all Titans Return Legends, is built to accommodate Titan Masters. Here in the back, you can lift this up, and you can see there's a little seat for the Titan Masters to go into. So simple, but it keeps the play pattern going. This is Seaspray's little collector card here. Got some fuzzies on it. Just like Cosmos, he's depicted in his vehicle mode, which I don't find nearly as exciting as having a robot mode picture, but hey, I don't tell Hasbro what to do. So there you can see his stats. It's actually pretty fast, or sorry, intelligent. Intelligence of 9, so that's cool. Here's Seaspray's robot mode. It's a portly little fellow, much like his G1 counterpart, obviously with way more detail and articulation. I believe the original figure couldn't actually separate his feet. It was very, very simple. So yeah, I mean, not a whole lot new going on here. Most of his robot mode is visible from his vehicle mode. He's got very simple face, just a mouth plate with a visor. Head does turn, so that's good. You can pose him around. And this little piece right here, I mean, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a gun of some sort, given, you know, common theme amongst Transformers. So it doesn't look much like one. It actually doesn't have a 5mm post or anything in it. It has a tab, goes in these little slots on his wrists, and they can go on either one. Or it's a little nod to the original figure, who is known for having a bit of a pot belly. It can just stay attached to his torso right here and replicate the look of the original figure, making him a little pudgy Seaspray. One very neat little detail that Seaspray has, that it's not called out in his instructions or anything, but some very eagle-eyed fans picked up on it when he was first revealed. On his inner forearms, on both of them, it's an ancient Autobot text, and it reads Alana, which, if anyone's a longtime fan of the series, Lana was kind of his little girlfriend for this one episode of the original Transformers called Sea Change. She was this humanoid that lived on a planet where they had a well where you could basically jump in it and come back out as like whatever you desired. So like she turned into a robot for him, and then at the end of the episode, you know, he was faced with the choice of becoming a humanoid like her. He chose obviously not to. A little bit of trivia there for you. All right, so that's these two in a nutshell. They're both available concurrently as part of the same wave. Both fun little characters that, you know, are relatively obscure compared to some of the A-listers. Highly recommend both of them, especially if you don't already own the Cosmos from a few years ago. The Seaspray might be a little hard to find just because he is the only new figure out of that wave, so, you know, consumers and scalpers are going to pick him up a little more frequently than Cosmos. But yeah, they're both great. Kind of help complete the little mini bot assortment for all the completionists out there. So let me know what you think of them, what you think of the review, and I'll see you next time. Bye.